was driving. So I'm driving now, and I was thinking that, guys, if I could make my website myself, with Shopify, anybody can do it. Because honestly, I had never done such thing before in my life. Nothing. I had no idea I could do it, and thanks to this course, things change dramatically, and I'm so excited for the future and all the benefits of taking this course. Thank you, JR, and all of your team, because guys, you rock.
Good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing today? Great, it's Friday, and I am joined with Alex. You'll say hello there, Alex.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Alex is on there, and Jessica is across from you today.
Hey everybody, glad you're here.
Cool, cool. Hey, everybody, why don't you type in where you're from? I think that could be kind of interesting before we get started. We've got a ton of questions to cover today. Let's see here. Yetta's got a question. Will there? Where are you from, everybody? I see Mark in there. Oh my gosh. I see John. I see Linda. Linda's from Sarasota. Will is from Houston, Texas. We've got Norma from Missouri. John from Spokane, Washington. Partha, how you doing, buddy? You're from India. Matthew's from Riverview, Tampa, Florida. Hope you guys are straightened up down there. We got Mark from Lake Summit, Missouri. We've got Alan from Philadelphia. Oh my gosh, Yibling, let's see, Yibling is from New York. We've got Carol from Nashville. Kim from Rhode Island. We've got Anolaja from London. Oh my gosh, people all over. There's somebody else from Australia. I see England. Okay, so people are all over the place. This is really cool. And we're really getting into it now. We got people making money, which is cool. We got people asking high-end questions, but don't let that stop you from asking. If you're just beginning the course, we want to make sure that we're covering all the different levels that you're at. It doesn't really matter what level you're at on these coaching calls. So don't be afraid if you're asking a beginner question, because you actually may be helping somebody else out, which would be really cool. So, if you have any questions, go ahead and pop them in that box there. I see somebody else coming in from Arizona. Oh, Yetta's from Virginia Beach. That's very cool. As a matter of fact, I used to live in Chesapeake, which was not far from Virginia Beach. So, okay, let's see here. John's got a question here. Oh, that's a good question. He's going to have his blueprint call with Neb, and he wants to know how he's going to prepare. What you want to do is you want to have your passions picked out. If you can have some products, all the better. But make sure you get your passions picked out. That's really, really important. You don't have to do much more than that. Alex, would you say you need to do anything else?
No, that's about it. Just make sure you also have Skype in there so that he can get in touch, because I think you guys missed each other once. So make sure you give your Skype ID so he can add you and you guys can talk.
Yeah, that Skype thing's really important, guys. And the reason we do that is, number one, it's free. I mean, free's great, right? We can communicate with you, and we can share your screen with us when we're doing this stuff. So it makes it a whole lot easier. Jessica, I know you got a bunch of questions over there from people that have sent them in. They're typing in. Do you want to go ahead and start?
I do.
Oh my gosh, you got tons of questions just came up on here too.
Yeah.
Fairview, Texas. All right, go right ahead, Jessica.
Okay, so the first question I have, can I put videos on my Facebook page header? I think they mean the cover photo.
Oh yeah, the top of your Facebook page. Yeah, that's a really cool thing to do. Facebook now allows you at the top of your page to change that picture on your Facebook page, and you can actually make it a video. I know Gary V's, I was on his the other day, and it shows him traveling and getting in and out of airplanes. It's really kind of exciting. So yeah, if you want to do something like that, you can certainly do that. Alex, somebody is asking out there what they can use in place of Dropify. I know of one or two others. What else would you suggest? And the other question I would ask you, Will, is why not Dropify? Because that works really well. So if you want to type that in the chat box there, I'll answer that for you. And Alex, could you give him another suggestion if he doesn't want to use that?
Sure. So yeah, in the course we talked a bit about Oberlo as well. So I'm going to type that in the chat, the URL, so you can see. So those are pretty much the two options that I'm aware of that are working well. There might be others, but these two are work perfectly with Shopify. So I would recommend one of these.
Very cool. Yeah, that's what I was going to say as a Burlow also. What other questions we got over there, Jessica? I know she's feverishly typing to somebody.
Yeah. So I have some people asking if they should do live videos like you're doing.
Yeah, live videos are cool. And you know, live videos are a funny thing. You're going to have some people that are just going to hate on you when you do these things, and you got to kind of realize that. You're always going to get that, and the more popular you get, the more people are going to hate on you. And you know, I'd give you a couple suggestions there. You're going to have people that like you too, okay, instantly. No matter, you know, if you think you talk funny, people are going to like you because you talk funny. If you think you got funny hair, people are going to like you because you got funny hair. So don't worry about, you know, being this perfect person, because none of us are. You know, I got the haters out there, and I got people that like me, so just kind of goes with the flow. But if you do get people who are giving you a hard time, you know, in the comments section or whatever, I would first off say don't delete their comments. You know, unless they're, you know, nasty and vulgar or something like that, you would have to do it. But you know, don't bar those people out. I've noticed sometimes when people put those bad comments in there, the other people who do like me will come after them and say something to them. You know, and if they're really disagreeing with what you're saying, you know, put a reason for, you know, why you're saying something in there, and give them your opinion. And if they just continue, you know, if you just ignore them, they go away. So don't worry about that. And the live thing is fun. I'm just kind of warning you, you're going to get some of that. We all do.
Mm-hmm. I actually just had somebody say thank you so much for taking the extra time to teach us on these calls. I love it. So I thought I'd share that with you too, JR.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah, I appreciate that. No problem.
Do I, they're saying, I'm putting it in third person, do I need to have a Facebook page?
Yes, you do. And here's why. In order for you to run ads, they have to come from a page. In other words, it's going to say it's a sponsored post, and it's going to say who posted it. So you want to have a page that is connected to your business that ad is actually coming from. So yeah, you have to have a page if you're going to want to run ads, and you have to run ads to get traffic. So answer is yes.
Okay. So the next question I have is an autoresponder, like when I say I'm on vacation and it responds back to people.
No, that's not what an autoresponder is. And you know, years ago, that's what we all called it. You know, put an autoresponder in there when you go on vacation. An autoresponder is actually an email service, and it allows you to set up emails to go out based on different sequences. So like somebody gets tagged with a PDF they download, you know, from your website, it will send them a sequence of emails. Somebody else buys a product, it's going to sell them or send them a sequence of emails. So based on what actions and what tags or folders, depending on the email provider you use, it's going to automate this process for you. So you're not sitting there really typing emails every day. You set up a series of emails, and they automatically go out based on people's actions.
Okay. I actually have a question entered on the webinar that I think would be relevant. So when advertising on Facebook, should you stop after $5 if you haven't made a sale, or should you go the full recommended 3 days?
Alex, you want to take that one?
Yeah, sure. So I guess it depends what happens when you spend $5. So for example, if you start advertising and your ad is very expensive, so you're paying about $1 a click or so, and you spent $5, then obviously you will want to stop that ad. But if you're seeing traction, if you're getting a lot of clicks, then you might as well run it for a little bit more, but definitely do not spend more than $5 per day. So if you're going to run it for 2 to 3 days, then that's okay, as long as you can keep it at about $5 a day in the beginning until you prove that it's getting a positive ROI.
Cool, very good.
JR, what is the difference between SEO and SEM?
Very good question. You know, we throw around these acronyms all the time. Search engine optimization, which is
SEO.
Yeah, SEO is what you want to do for your products. In other words, you would have your titles in there, you would have your descriptions in there, and it would come up in the organic results when somebody searched. Search engine marketing is where you actually market your page. You actually pay to get those clicks coming in. So they're two different things and two different ways of getting traffic.
Awesome. And you kind of just touched on this, but somebody just put in this question, for your Facebook account, do you use your personal page or create a business page? And I know you just said you can't run ads on a personal page, so
well, Jessica just answered it. Yeah, you do have to have a business page. You can't do it from your personal, and you don't want to anyhow. You know, you don't want as an individual your personal stuff going out there. You know, you want to have a business page that they can relate all the products to.
Yes. Okay, so the next question I have is also about Facebook. Why is Facebook the advertising you always recommend?
You know, there's so many different forms of advertising. I mean, you could go out and do billboards if you want. If you did a billboard, it would be very expensive. Nobody looks at billboards anymore because they're always with their head down texting. And you can't figure out how to target your people with a billboard, and you wouldn't know if they even came from your billboard. You know, Facebook is unique in that you can actually target people who are divorced, who live in a $500,000 home, who have 2 kids who like to play tennis, you know, and that billboard on the highway, and I'm using that really as a ridiculous example, you know, every car that drives by sees the billboard, so you're wasting your money because, you know, 99.9% of those people are not your ideal customer. So we say Facebook because for years now, Facebook has been, you know, gathering information about you, looking at the places you go, looking how you spend money, look at what your hobbies are. They know what you like on Facebook, and it's just so easy to get in front of the people that you want to sell your product to. So that's why I always recommend it. But there's other sources out there. I just don't think they're as good as Facebook.
Cool, cool. So you were talking a couple minutes ago about autoresponders, so I have another question about emails. What is the best time to send emails? And isn't it different because people are all over the world in different time zones?
You know, it's funny. You have to really test because it really depends on your product. And I'm going to take the first part of that question about the best time to send it. You know, I used to send my emails, you know, in the afternoon, and we do food offers, okay? And we figured out that if we did it, you know, right before lunch, we would get more sales than if we did it in the afternoon because people were hungry. So we started doing it like 11, 11:30, something like that. As far as people being in different time zones, that is true, but most email responders will have a little box you can check when you're scheduling, and it'll say, do you want to send it in the time zone of the recipient? Now, what happens is when people first get tagged in your autoresponder, most autoresponders will tag them also with the latitude and longitude of their IP location. So what that means is they figured out what time zone they're in. So you can check that little box on most autoresponders. I know in Infusionsoft, there's a little box there that says, you know, send it on recipient's time zone. So they're going to get it on a different time than somebody else would, even though you're sending it all at the same time. That's a great question. It really is. And if you can send them all, you know, on a certain time, it's all the better too.
Cool. Another question I have about emails. People, I actually have somebody asking me, they must be doing a lot of research on their own. I heard you should purge your list and remove people. Why should I do that? Maybe they'll buy at some point.
Yeah, great question there. You don't want to have, and a lot of email providers now will not let you even email people after a certain period of time. But you don't want to keep emailing people who aren't opening your emails or aren't engaging or aren't buying from you, because what happens is, you know, Yahoo and Gmail and all of them are watching. You know, yeah, they're actually watching to see if people open those emails. And if they see that people aren't opening your emails or engaging, they will label you as a spammer. And if they label you as a spammer, then all your emails are going to end up in spam folders. So, you know, then you're just wasting your money. So it's really important to get them re-engaged. If you see people aren't opening your emails, you want to try to get them re-engaged. And if they don't click, if they don't buy, if they're not interested, heck, get them off your list. Why would you want them on your list anyhow? You're paying for that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I have somebody else who just commented that they appreciate you covering beginning stages too.
Oh yeah, yeah. We're all at all different stages, and you know, beginning stages is just as important as advanced. That's for sure.
Definitely, sometimes more so. Can I take my own pictures of the products?
You can. Here's the problem with this. You know, if you're testing products, you know, you shouldn't even have the product, right? Because we're testing out these products. So we don't want to buy products and have inventory. That's the whole point in doing drop shipping and having these products sit around, our money tied up in them if we don't know they're going to work. So ideally, you'd want to use the pictures, you know, from whoever that vendor is that you're buying the products from. And if you get one that really explodes and does great, sure, go ahead and get some of the products and take pictures on your own. But to start off with, I highly recommend you don't even buy any of the products until you find out what's going to convert, because you're going to waste your money is what you're going to do.
So true. I guess excitedly, we have a lot of people that are starting to dabble in Facebook ads, so I have more questions about Facebook ads from people. How do I optimize my ads once they have been running for a while?
That's a great question. You know, you're gonna be a little bit general in the beginning because you're going to pick your audiences. But what you want to do, and this is a little bit more on the technical side, but once you get an ad running, you want to go in and look at who is clicking on your ad. So let's, you go in there and look at the gender first and see, male versus female. And if, let's say your male clicks are, 80 cents and the female clicks are $2.80, you'd want to kill the female one, right? And you'd want to put all your, money in the male clicks. Same thing with geographic regions. Let's say you're targeting the United States. You'd want to look at what states are clicking and what the cost is for that particular state. So if you notice the southern part of the United States, you're getting lower click costs than you are the northern part of the United States, you'd want to kill those and let all your money get directed towards those cheaper clicks, because it's all about driving down the cost of that click and that conversion. If you can do that, then you can afford to buy more traffic. So that's really, really important.
So when you say to kill part of your ad where you're targeting, do you mean to go in and edit the targeting?
Yes, I'm sorry, I probably didn't make that clear. What you want to do at that point is edit it and make sure it's not going to those more expensive states or genders or age groups. Those are the things you want to look at, is location, age group, and gender, and see what it's doing there.
Cool. So sticking with Facebook ads, should I increase my ad spend? We were just talking about this the other day.
This is an Alex one. Get ready, Alex.
Should I increase my ad spend on an ad, or should I start another ad, like duplicate it, I'm assuming they mean, and put a higher spend on that?
You guys want me to take this one?
Sure. Yeah, you're the expert now.
Okay, so I guess it depends what's happening with the ad. So if it's performing well, then you want to increase the ad spend on that ad that you're having as much as you can. So pretty much as Facebook can take, increase your ad spend on that particular ad. And then when Facebook's pretty much not going to take more money because you kind of tapped out on that audience, then you'll want to create new variations and put more money into those. So when you have one that is really working well and you're seeing a good ROI, you want to put as much money as you can in that one and not stop it or change it or anything like that if it's working really well, because you don't want to be risking changing something and then losing the momentum. So that's what I would recommend doing, starting a new one and putting as much money as you can in the one that's working.
Alrighty, what's the next question you got up there, Jessica?
So we're going to get away from Facebook ads a little bit. Why is building a list so important? Can I just, well, I guess not. Can I just buy ads and not bother with all the email stuff?
You can. You can buy traffic for the rest of your life. However, the point is in building a list is that you'll have a zero cost. So in other words, if I go out and buy ads, there's a cost for every single person that I get. If I build a list, I can email that whole list and there's virtually no cost to doing so. So what it does is it drives down the cost. In addition to that, these are warm people that we're emailing out to. So if you're emailing out to a list of people that know you, you have a much greater chance of selling them. So your conversions are going to be higher and your cost is going to be lower. So that's why you want to build this list. It's, it's like having a built-in money machine, basically.
Cool. So the next question I have doesn't have to do with either of those.
All right.
How much do colors really matter when I build my site?
They do matter. And there's some, primary colors that you'll see used a lot. If you look at some of the Geico ads, if you look at fast food restaurants, there's the yellows, there's the reds, there's the light blue, there's like an orange that's used for a lot of buttons now. But you want to be careful how you use these colors. Like, you'll see red in like McDonald's and Taco Bell and KFC and all that. But that doesn't mean you want to have a red call to action button. Okay, so you don't want to have a red submit button. That wouldn't be good. A green one would be nice. A blue one would be nice. I've seen orange used a lot. but understand, you know, red gets attention, but it also tells people to stop. So sometimes people use that red a little too much, and you do want to be careful in that. But those are the basic colors that you're going to see. If you watch ads on TV now, a lot of the ads on TV look a lot like your screen, and they'll have like almost a submit button on TV now, because they're kind of training your brain what to do when you get online. Kind of interesting if you watch that.
Yeah, so pay attention to marketing that's already working.
Always. You know, I'm always looking at everything around me, always.
Yeah, and testing, of course, with your audience. But, okay, so the next question is kind of similar. Well, we're talking about building our stores. So I've got a logo done, but I'm not sure if it's a really good one since I hired someone on Fiverr to do it. How can I tell?
The number one thing I would say is don't worry about it. Logos don't matter near as much as everybody thinks. You know, that's the thing that I think almost all beginners get hung up on is, gosh, I hope my logo's right. People don't really care that much about your logo. You know, some of the most simple ones, if you think about them, like, you know, Nike is a swoosh. I mean, there's not a lot of thought. Well, maybe there was a lot of thought went into it, but there's not a lot there, you know. So I wouldn't get into having a real, you know, technical, fancy logo. You know, simpler the better. If it gets your point across, that's all you need to really do.
Yeah. Let's switch gears completely. How do you make money on Instagram?
How do you make money on Instagram? Jessica, I'm going to turn that over to you because you know, you're involved in that. So there you go.
Well, first off, you can run ads to Instagram. When you are running your ads on Facebook, if you find one that starts working for you, you can also run it to Instagram. I would just say make sure your image is very captivating, has a lot of depth, or if you're using a video, it does have to be less than 60 seconds for Instagram to be able to also run your ad on Instagram. But more than anything, using Instagram for brand awareness, hashtags are really going to be what you need to focus on, and finding hashtags that are relevant to the content that you're posting on Instagram. When you're, I don't know how many of you have been through the videos yet in Module 6, but when you're looking at content on Instagram versus Facebook, Instagram images really need to have either a strong call to action in them, or they need to have something that the audience is going to find really engaging. So depending on whatever your niche is, if it's, you know, a picture of a piece of jewelry, then, you know, a portrait image where the background is blurred is going to be really awesome. But shareable content is really what you want on Facebook. So, but finding hashtags on Instagram is really going to be key to growing your following on Instagram and getting awareness out there. But really, for making money, it's going to be with ads.
Yeah, I want to add something to that because I was really slow in the beginning on this hashtag thing, and I didn't quite get it, which means there's got to be other people that didn't quite get it. What a hashtag is, first is that little hash mark, and then it's a word, okay, or a couple words. And what you want to do is you want to look for a hashtag that a lot of people are searching for. So when you start to fill that in, it will populate and, you know, say, do you want this hashtag, this one? And you can see how many people are searching for that hashtag. So if you put a hashtag on your picture, post, whatever, your Twitter, whatever, and it's something a lot of people are searching for, then the odds are your stuff will show up. That's how it works. So you don't want to go in there and go, well, I'm going to create my own hashtag. That's the last thing you want to do because nobody's searching for it. No. So, you know, though it sounds fun, you want to grab one that a lot of people are searching for. It's like their way of doing SEO. So that's something you'd want to do. Now, there's another question in here, and it's from Will. He just typed this one in. I want to get you on this one, Will. Let me read it to you. It says, I want to open 3 stores and run them at the same time. I've bought several domain names to try out. That's awesome because that means you're into it. Do you think it would be over my head? To be clear, I've run 3 businesses at once. I was a little stretched out, but managed, and was profitable at all 3. That's awesome. First off, you've got some business experience, and you're going to do well in this because you can apply that. Now, with that having been said, I'd be really careful with opening 3 stores until you have 3 niches that are performing, okay? So the whole idea is you want to start off with this mixed store, And if you get a product that starts to perform, then you want to go ahead and, or a couple products, 2 or 3 products that are performing, then you want to go ahead and start your niche store from your mix store. Once that's going, you want to get some more products that are in a different niche or passion, and then you want to start another store there. So it's not a matter of grabbing 3 domains and starting 3 businesses. What you want to do is make sure you got products that are performing first. That's the important thing. And then once you got the products, then you open the niche store, you put those products in it, you redirect your ads to those particular products, and then you add more products, and then you go for more niches. So does that answer your question, Will? You can just kind of type in there. He says, got it. I knew he would. Smart guy. All right, we got another one in here. Jessica, tell them to use Hashtagify. All right, what's Hashtagify, Suzanne? Suzanne knows this and I don't. It shows how popular each hashtag is. Suze, yeah. I know her personally. Okay, so that's pretty cool. Go to Hashtagify. It'll tell you. So then you could go into there, I assume, Sue, and you can type in there again and figure out which hashtags are great, and then put them on your product, and then that way you can drive more traffic in there. So that's very helpful. Appreciate that. Yeah,
definitely. But just to elaborate a little more, because I do have more people asking about hashtags, make sure that whatever hashtags you're using are actually relevant to your content. Because the last thing you want to do is use, post a picture of a dog and use a hashtag beautiful jewelry or something, that has really high search on Instagram, but it has absolutely no relevance to your content, because people are not going to like you when you do things like that, and you don't want to get that kind of
yeah, that misdirecting of people, even though you'll get clicks and all that, you're not going to get anything quality. No, so you don't want to do that.
You're not. And also one more thing is, when you are looking at hashtags, the greater the search for a hashtag, obviously the more interest there is for that hashtag, but the more content is being posted with that hashtag. So if you use a hashtag with, say, I don't know, 2 million uses, it will, the more people are using it, the further down your content is going to be. So like if you open your Facebook page, just to kind of
she wants to show you in a picture right now. She's using her hands.
I really do. So like if you open let's just stick with Instagram. If you open Instagram and you start scrolling, and imagine all of those images are using the same hashtag, then you might have to scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll to see your content, because everybody is using that hashtag. So maybe look for something with more of like a medium usage, maybe 100, 200,000 to start off with, just so you can start building building a following on Instagram, so that your content isn't being pushed down to the bottom because so many other people are using it.
That's a good point. Now, Lucy's asked a question here. Lucy, are you the one that did that video? You can type in the chat. That's an awesome video. I thought it was Lucy. When we have to start a new niche, does that mean we need to open another Shopify account for the new niche store, or add a new store to the existing store? Okay, so here's how it works. What you want to do is you start with your mix store. Okay, so that can have 5 or 10 different passions in it, whatever you want. And once you get a product that's performing and making you money, okay, or 2 or 3 products in a niche or passion, then you want to open a separate store. Okay, it's altogether different. It's not connected to your mix store at all. It's a separate niche store, and you're going to do that every time you get a few products that are performing that are in a different niche. So I hope that answers your question there, Lucy. Let me click in here. Somebody says they're behind, they got to catch up. You aren't behind. There's no timeline. There's no race here. Just do what you can do, and you're fine. Okay? Don't worry about that. Oh, I love that. Thank you, Lucy. She says yes, that was her. That was so awesome. Let's see here. I'm back on Facebook topic. My question is all about marketing gurus. I'm getting hit with. The good news is that they all sound great. Oh, sure they do. And they claim they can drill, drive, move, shake, and send me to paradise. Oh, I love this. But I'm hesitant to jump in. But the reality of Facebook, there is 1 billion people to dig into. It's a big universe to narrow down. This is Martin, by the way. Is there a recommended anyone, or should I just stick to the script? All right, here's what I'd recommend for you. It is so easy to get caught up in all these people that are going to teach you all these wonderful things, and it's easy for you to spend your money on all this wonderful stuff. And I'm going to say that, there are some really good ones out there that you should investigate. However, here's what I would suggest you do. For 6 months, you just stick with what you got at Digital Cash Academy, okay? You're going to learn a lot, you're going to move forward, you're going to make some money, and you're going to understand the landscape a whole lot better. That way, at the end of 6 months, you can go out there, and if you want to get some additional training in other areas, you can look at some of these things, and you'll be able to tell if they're worthwhile or not, because you're going to have a lot of knowledge already in your head, okay? So my thing is, do it my way for 6 months. Then if you want to change some things up, go ahead. I used to teach salespeople, and it was so funny, the new people would go out and do what I told them to do, and they would make money, and they'd say, well, I'm good at it, but I think I'd like to do it this way. And then, a month later, they're not making any money, and they're not selling anymore because they've changed the script. So I always told them, stick with it for 6 months, okay? Then if you want to make changes, you're educated enough to make changes, but don't do it in the beginning. All right, what else we got here? We've got a lot of questions being typed in today. Make like a tomato and ketchup, somebody says. Okay, I like that. It sounds like that Pulp Fiction. I think I remember that joke from the Pulp Fiction movie. Where would you do that at? Not sure what that one is, Norma. That may be coming from something else. When can we expect to make our first million in profit? 2 weeks or 3 weeks? I say it could be almost 4 weeks. Now, we don't know that, of course. That's entirely up to you and how much effort you put forward, what you're doing. Let's say, Suzanne says to tell them, JR shorthands the entire process. Go into depth with each channel, email, social content before making anything. That's very true. Okay, let's see here. I'm going through some of these questions. When you start your first niche store, are you starting from scratch? Do you need a new domain name and new Shopify store? Do you pay Shopify another monthly fee? Yes. Okay, you're going to, but keep in mind you've already made money in your Mix store. So you don't go and start a Shopify store that is a new one until you've made money on a few products. Once you've done that, then you can finance that new website and that new niche. So that's how you do that. You have products that are making you money first. Suzanne says, the other gurus will just sell you on one specific program after another. Yeah, they do kind of do that, don't they? They're out to make money by selling you stuff. Okay, yeah, we're here to make sure you guys make money, and that's why we're doing these calls and all that. But I'm not saying there isn't some good stuff out there. I'm just saying wait 6 months, not to belabor that. Jessica, you got some questions over there?
Yeah, I actually have a question about their Facebook page. When they make a Facebook page, should they make it members only like DCA is?
Okay, that's a very good point. There's different kinds of pages out there, okay? Now, this is DCA is a members-only page. You can't get in there unless you've purchased our course. And we give you extra training and extra help. However, if you have a business Facebook page, first off, that's a page. That's not a group, and we're a group. So those are two big distinctions there. And in a group, you can make it, private and do it that way. A page is just to represent your business, all it is. And you certainly wouldn't want to make anything like that private because you want everybody to see it. You're building your business.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a page is where you have people like your page, people join your group.
There you go.
So that's kind of a big distinction.
Yeah, see, I said that in 500 words. She said it in a sentence. Look at
that. Okay, I just have somebody said that they made over $2,300 last week. He says, I'm not rich, but I can see how it works.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, and you know what? That's where it starts. I mean, I remember my first $10. I was thrilled. I was running around telling everybody I make money online. And they're like, well, you're not rich. But, that $10 to me was pretty cool.
So this is a little random, but should I attend conventions?
Should you attend conventions? I think that goes back to the do I need more training thing. They're great. They're great networking things. Most of the ones I've been to, and Alex, I'm going to let you speak on this because you've been to some, and I think we're getting ready to go to Bangkok, Thailand together. But most of the ones that you're going to go to are kind of pitch fest, and what that means is you're going to go into a room where a guy's going to teach you how to do Facebook, or a lady's going to teach you Instagram, or somebody's going to teach you how to do emails, and at the end, they're going to sell you their program. So you want to be real careful for that. But, do you attend a lot of those, Alex? I mean, we're in different parts of the world, guys, in case you don't know that. But do you attend a lot of those?
I used to in the beginning, but lately not that much anymore. And, it's pretty much like what you said. with other information products out there. There are some good ones, but there are some, some that are really basic and not very up-to-date information. So I'm not against those kinds of things, but just do your research before you invest in a ticket and go there to make sure that you've picked the right one.
Yeah, I would bring up again, use the 6-month rule. Stick with this for 6 months so that you don't get sidetracked. It's so easy to start one thing and see another one and go, well, there's a new shiny object, and start going in that direction. Stick with this for 6 months. Once you've done that, and some of you will decide to stay with it, and you'll be fine because we constantly update things. And that's another thing is a lot of these products out there that they'll sell you were developed, a year ago or 6 years ago or 10 years ago, and they're just not applicable anymore. So we update this all the time. So you can stick with this, and you can feel good about the fact that we're updating things. Suzanne also says, can you ask the others to share their product mistakes and home runs, or do the participants want to keep them on the down low? So, okay, so guys, if you've had some ones that didn't work out, feel free to post that there. We'll talk about that a little bit. I think that's great. I share my mistakes. I've got a bunch of them. I could keep you here all day long with that one. I'm sorry.
I think that would actually be something really cool if people would like to post them in the group on Facebook, even like if they have a screenshot of or just a product image, whether it's a failure or whether it's a home run, either way, the group is only for members, so you know that only people that are actively working the DCA program are going to see it. So you don't have to be afraid of what people are going to say or think. Nobody else is going to see it. So if you have anything like that you want to post, definitely the group is going to be a great place to do that. And so we can all look and see and maybe even give suggestions. If you think you're not doing so well on something, we can give you some suggestions on it. Or if something was already a home run, then other people can congratulate you on it. So the group's going to be a great place to do that.
Okay, and also I got a comment in here from Lucy, and it says, please thank Alex for me, because thanks to his advice, are you listening to this, Alex? I started making sales.
Awesome, awesome. Yeah, I just replied to Lucy. That's great.
That's very cool. I love that because, like Lucy, like all of us, really, before we started, we didn't know anything, we didn't do anything, we didn't make any money, and it's that getting started thing, so it's, gosh knows, it's so hard to start sometimes. I finally got back to the gym, and I've been going like 5 days a week, and I got lazy for months. I'm like, I feel so much better that I'm going back now, and, and I'll tell you, the gym is a lot like anything else you would do, whether it's dieting, whether it's working on your business, no matter what it is. You're not going to feel like doing it before you do it, Everybody says, well, as soon as I feel like doing it, I'm going to work on the business. You'll probably never feel like it, okay? As soon as I feel, like I got some energy, I'll go to the gym. It doesn't work that way. So you just got to do it when you don't feel like it. If you constantly do it when you don't feel like it, you're going to have days you will. But for the most part, most people don't want to work. I get it. You got to force yourself to do it. And I love that Lucy's making some money too. Hey, Lucy, if you could type in there maybe what your niche is and share some of that with us, what you're selling, or that'd be kind of cool so other people could see it. If you want to share it, that's entirely up to you. Jessica, you got any questions over there? I know you got them flooding in.
Yeah, you were kind of just talking about this a little bit, but somebody's asking where else they can watch training.
Well, if you want to stick with the same guy, which would be me, you could go to jrfisher.com. I also have a channel on YouTube. You can look at that there. I think it's J.R. Fisher Training, and there's a bunch of random hundreds of videos there if you want to look at that. But I just, once again, be really careful, and I'm not saying just stick with me. I'm not trying to build a cult or anything here, but I'm just saying stick with this for 6 months because it's so easy to get sidetracked. We've all seen it happen. Lucy says she's selling from her mix store. What are you selling, Lucy, if you don't mind just typing in there so we can kind of see what kind of products, maybe pricing, that kind of thing, so people get some idea. I know we're running over on time, but that interests me. Let's see. She's selling some phone accessories. Imagine that. Who's got a phone nowadays? I think everybody in the world's got a phone nowadays. I mean, you see people in huts in third world countries, and they've got a phone. So Lucy's smart. She said, well, I know one thing everybody's got, so I'm going to sell some phone accessories. So do you have a price range or anything that you're selling in there, Lucy? If so, you could just type that in there, or maybe some of the items that you're selling. I guess I'm interested because that's a cool niche right there. Jessica, do you have questions over there? You got any more?
Well, I had somebody just said I've learned so much in the past few weeks that my head is spinning. It's a lot of work, but I love it.
Very cool. Glad to hear that.
And I actually just have one more question from my side. If I want help building my store, can you help?
Yeah, we actually have, and I'll let Alex speak to this too. But we have some packages, where we help members, and this is not a sales pitch at all. But some people actually want help, and we were kind of forced into doing this because they said, "Well, we want you guys to help us." So we can't really promise you that we can help you. And what I mean by that is our time is limited. But we do have some packages for helping you set up some of your stores and integrating stuff and doing all that. And if that's something you're interested in, all you'd have to do is email support at Digital Cash Academy. Tell us, what you want. And Alex, could you send them over information, about what we do? Also, if they email us or contact them, how can we go about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So they can just send an email and let us know if they want more information. And then we can email you back with more information, or we can organize a quick call with someone from our team. So, if you have any questions about it, we can answer those for you quickly.
Yeah, and I don't want to get anybody's hopes up because we don't take everybody in doing that. And it's not because we don't want to, but, there's certain niches that we're good at and that we know about, and that's what we would help you with. But if it's something we don't know about, we don't want to help you on those. Or if you're trying to compete with me and sell survival food, we're not going to help you there either. So, but outside of that, yeah, we'd be happy to help you guys. If you've got anything else, drop it in the comments there. We're kind of winding this call down today. I apologize, I went way over, but we had so many people on the call, and that's something else I would tell people. You want to get in here early because these things are maxing out. And if we don't have a spot for you, I apologize. We are going to put these recordings up after every single call, so you can go into the members area and you can listen to the live coaching calls. I know not everybody at 11 a.m. Pacific time, here in California, can be off from work or even be available. Some of you guys are in bed. It's the middle of the night for you, and I really appreciate you people all around the world who've jumped in here in the middle of the night, including Alex, right? Because he's another part of the world too. I think we got a lot covered. You guys have really been awesome. Let's see here. Love you, JR, Jessica, Alex. You guys are great. We appreciate that so much. Thank you for the comments you bring in there. We appreciate that. And with that, we'll go ahead and close it down. Alex, you got any parting words for anybody? Any words of encouragement? And then I'll let Jessica jump in there because she's biting and she obviously has something to say that's really exciting. Go ahead, Alex.
Just the standard stuff that I always say. The new module is going to be coming up soon, so I think that's going to be very exciting. And yeah, you guys don't worry about the pace. Just do everything at your own pace. And as you can see, a lot of people here are getting traction, making money, so that's great. And they're using the same information that all of you guys have. So if they can do it, you can definitely do it too. And if you need any help, don't hesitate to get in touch with us.
Hey, what about holiday sales, Alex? You got any input on that?
Well, we'll see about maybe in the next module we can include some information about that, because there's definitely a lot of stuff that you can do there for holiday sales, boost sales. So I think we'll have some stuff for you guys.
Like maybe a webinar or something, or?
Sure, I'm game if you are. We can do a webinar.
Yeah, we're gonna try to put together a little webinar for you guys, so you want to stay tuned for that and help you with your holiday sales. So listen up for that. Okay, we're gonna try to get it out there. No big promises, but I'm gonna try to do that. Something we've been thinking about and something we want to do. And Jessica's about to come over the desk because she has something she wants to share with you guys. Go right ahead, Jessica.
Thanks for that. No, I do want to tell you guys though that we love coming on these coaching calls with you guys every week. But don't forget that if you do have questions outside of our coaching calls, you can always reach us at support@digitalcashacademy.com. And in the group on Facebook, we love for you guys to be active and involved in the group. Yeah, so those are the two things.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And Will says it was a great call. Will, it's a great call because you guys show up and you ask great questions, and that guides everything. So, give it credit to yourself. We're just here to bounce this information off of. Okay, guys, we appreciate it very much, and we will see you next week on the next coaching call. Talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.